What up? It's the Grandpa MC coming at you with another video. Like, subscribe, share, comment if you want. Alright, man. This video gonna be about Zion Williamson. And not just him, but New Orleans, Willie Green. Willie Green just got fired. I mean, well, he's been fired for like a day or so. It's a shame. One of the better young coaches in the league. And the New Orleans Pelicans organization put him in a position to get downgraded, fired, and put upon. Well, put upon was probably first one. But he ended up getting fired. I saw a clip, I think it was on Instagram, where they were interviewing Willie Green after a game, and they were asking him about, he didn't get introduced pre-game, you know, when the players got introduced and all that. They didn't introduce him in the pregame, and they asked him, you know, did that matter to you? And, you know, he was being he was being not political, but something to that effect. He was being professional, really. He was being professional with it because he knew that he was on the block. It's been a year now. They got rid of Brandon Ingram. It's all Zion now. And they are hoping that the change in coaching is going to allow Zion Williamson to blossom, which is a fool's errand, man. Because Zion Williamson is two things at work here. One of the main things, when they drafted him, he was adamant pre-draft about not wanting to be drafted by New Orleans. Not adamant, but he was putting, the feeling out there that he didn't want to be drafted by New Orleans, which, if you're trying to draft to come up and the number one prospect doesn't want to be drafted by you, that's going to put you in a position where you're going to have to make a hard one. And if it would have been me, I would have let Zion Williamson go. And now that it's done played out, you would have went back. You would have went. It would have been even worse with Ja Morant. So they were kind of they were in a pickle. Pick 1 or 2. They picked the wrong one. And the second thing at work is, which is the biggest factor, is that his work ethic. This young guy has not played over half of his games. He's played under half of his games since he's been in the league. And if you want to say, well, he doesn't have any talent around him, stop it. They got a whole bunch of talent. They got Alvarado. They got my boy, what's my boy name? Trey Murphy. They got that Hawkins guy. They got Queen, the rookie. He from Maryland. I mean, they got some talent around him, but just because he wants to play in New York, which I hope he gets his wish. I really hope he gets his wish to play somewhere else so that he can see he's been shielded from a lot of the heat that he could have had if he would have been drafted somewhere else. He's been able to be ducked off so to speak, in New Orleans, and the media is not really getting at him. But let him go to New York. I get that trade together now. I mean, like, who you gonna pick out of New York to get? Cat. They got enough forwards and guard types. So Cat would be, whoa Lord. Him in New Orleans, that would be hilarious. But yeah, man, Zion Williamson, like LeBron before him, basically took a dump on the coach, a good coach. You're not saying he great, but he was putting in work and he was getting some results out of the last 2 years until the whole Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson thing fell through. Willie Green is a pretty good coach, so I hope somebody gets him that can use him the right way. But yeah, shame on New Orleans for handling him like that, man. I think David Griffin is gone. I'm pretty sure David Griffin is gone. That was the big stumbling block that he was under to my Willie Green. But oh yeah, they did get rid of him. They got Joe Dumars there, so I think Dumars is a okay, pretty good personnel guy, so they should be okay. But then Dumars was the guy that traded Chauncey Billups for Allen Iverson. I think that was a league thing. It's not by coincidence that he was in the league office for. He was in there for a minute. So Dumars did probably a favor for a favor. But New Orleans, they talking about New Orleans may, that might not be a place for an NBA team. I would push back on that, because if Zion Williamson was what he was supposed to be, the excitement coming out of New Orleans would have went out there, and he would have been they would have got some attention, especially where they be making the schedules if you have like one good year. So if he would have put in work for at least a year or so, and played up to his potential and played most of the games, we'll see. But I don't think he's a number one option on the championship team. I'd be pushed back on second option. He doesn't have the mentality for it. He has the physical skills, not the mentality for it. But I hope he gets traded. Not just because, want to see him do bad. I want to see why he took the stance that he's taken against New Orleans. And as a Louisianan, I take a little umbrage to that, but that's just me being, for my state. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. Grandpa out.